Society. My name is Hani Magwagwa and this is Sangoma Society, where we aim to demystify the ancestral. Today, we're having a little midnight chat, okay, about the full moon in Aries, conjunct Chiron, while Mars is in retrograde. Like, do we need this? Do we need this? Okay, so the full moon is in Aries. Aries is like Puma Silu of the zodiac, right? That's where the zodiac begins, essentially. And it's quite interesting that the full moon is in Aries during what we would call the African New Year. So typically, our New Year would begin with the most recent equinox, which took place on the 22nd of September, if I'm not wrong. So it's all about new beginnings, new starts. And normally, like when I say Puma Zulu is like, come out, let's fight. You know, come get these hands. Like that's the Aries energy. Aries is aggressive. Aries is ruled by Mars, who is out there, the god of war, always ready. And then being the first sign of the zodiac, Aries has that getting started energy, you know. And that's what we're expecting, right? Kind of. But not when Mars is in retrograde. And not when Aries is conjunct Chiron. So Mars in retrograde basically takes us from all the get up and go that Aries would ordinarily give us and puts us like in an undertow, okay? And not an easy undertow when Chiron is in action. So Chiron is known as like the wounded healer. It's that heart space ruler, the emotions, the things that need healing. And when you're considering Mars confrontation, Aries getting started, Chiron in this mix during this time of our new year, basically what you can say is that everything that has hurt you, knowingly or unknowingly, every studio that you've ever had, every trigger, is just coming up in 3D right now and is confronting you. It's difficult, okay? It's really difficult. And it's very difficult to get a start on it as well. But what this time and opportunity is presenting is this opportunity to clear through it. This full moon wants clearing. This full moon wants cleaning, like physically cleaning your house, taking stock. The next 3 days are all about that. And looking at things for what they are and making your choices. Whew. So, with that in mind, we're going to go into another round of clearing into consciousness. So the last clearing into consciousness, we began, I believe it was the full moon in early July, and it carried on until the end of that trilogy of eclipses that we had. And this one begins now, today, on the 1st of October, and will carry on for, well, as long as it stays up, and very likely going to go until the next full moon, which is a blue moon. at the end of October. So we're going to have a month of clearing likely, but I'm going to encourage you that if you're seeing this video right now, take it that this is the time you should start. Get into it. This is such a powerful program. I've personally been doing it and clearing through so much of what 2020 brought, so much grief, so many endings. Whew. And really used it to cycle myself into my next chapter. And the first clearing into consciousness I didn't do on my own. I actually did with 500 other people who participated, and there were so many incredible testimonials of the experience. One of the things that I want to just remind you of about doing the work is that the work is not supposed to feel good. It's supposed to work. And this is a program that is really, really difficult to see through. It might sound quite simple, 3 days of doing some clearing work and yeah, that sounds easy enough. But it is like an operation, you know. You're gonna open a few things and get digging in there in some sensitive spaces. But what we want to do is when we dig in there, we want to clear out the stuff that is no longer serving us so that we can sew back up and get into a new chapter that is affirming and more conscious and compassionate with ourselves. The effects of Mars being in retrograde are going to last until the end of December. There are just so many things that are going on in this world right now where we feel conflicted with ourselves, where we feel conflicted and disconnected from the world around us. And you know, I said the last time that we went into clearing into consciousness that that moment in our lives demanded perpetual surrender. And this moment is demanding clarity. This moment is demanding that we get clear with ourselves. It's not the ideal season for making big decisions, although many of us are faced with them. It's not the ideal season for making big moves, and yet most of us are faced with them. So the least that we can do is make sure that as we make these decisions, as we make these moves, we're making them from a point of some clarity. And I know that things can feel really cloudy right now. This is a strange full moon. It is a paradox, a contradiction, so to speak, with everything saying go and the energies that govern what says go pulling you back. So with all that, being faced with all that, I'm inviting you to join me as we clear into consciousness. The link will be in the description down below. The challenge will be hosted on Facebook, and I hope that you can join me on this journey. I hope that we can do this. I think it's also for me a celebration of reaching 10,000 subscribers here on YouTube. This program is completely free, and it's genuinely one of the coolest things I have ever done. One of the most effective things I've ever done. And something I kept on telling, clients that this program, the Clearing into Consciousness program, is worth like 10 sessions with me, because it facilitates through our collective energy, one-on-one conversation with your ancestors in a manner that nobody can do for you. And once you've experienced it for yourself, I think you'll truly understand what I mean. So go ahead, click the link, join the shift, and let's clear into the next chapter and the final season of 2020, consciously, collectively. Makho.